recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
All right, folks, welcome to Radio Underground.
I got to go to the bathroom.
We're a weekly podcast where we talk about stuff.
I gotta get up and get ice.
You forgot.
Go ahead.
We also,
right away, Kojak has to go get something. 2 seconds in. He cannot wait.
That answers your poll question.
Yeah. But I didn't yell. It took me 2 seconds to get mad at you. Literally 2 seconds. I was like, but I didn't yell this time because I'm not drunk.
That's true. You didn't yell.
I'll be yelling at you by the end for sure. Okay, this is Radio Underground. We're with Pine, Kojak. I'm your host, Death Spit. Well, we're all the hosts, but
I like how you yelled at me last week.
You
yeah, I
did.
know.
Kojak, shut the door. I'm like, that was Stones. It wasn't
Yeah, I know.
me. Oh, it's okay if Stones did it. All right, no problem. Stones.
Yeah, that's fine.
Leave it open. I leave it open all the time.
You're the only person I feel comfortable yelling at blindly and with rage. But
Get out of my face.
so I'm sitting here setting up this new Zoom recorder I got for this podcast, and then I hear what I thought was my white trash neighbors fighting, because they always fight, and I just thought they made it outside. I go outside and I see Kojak over here,
I did show up at the perfect time.
and then I didn't see anything. I just heard the screaming, and what happened?
So I pull up to come over to your wonderful podcast and have a wonderful evening. Step out of my car, and there's this young gentleman jogging past me. Eyeballing me, too. You know, he's just looking right dead in the eye, running past me. I'm like, okay, hey, it's cold outside. I'm like, okay, he's got to get home soon.
Yeah.
Makes it past me, cuts up to your neighbor's house, up the driveway, through the cars, and then I hear police screaming, "Get out of the garage, get down!" They've arrested his buddy already. So they were in a foot pursuit with that gentleman, and just perfect timing. The second I got out of the car, as he's just jogging past me. No, Pine did not play hero. I thought he was just some innocent child.
Should have clotheslined him.
I would have closed on him had known the police were involved.
No, you should have just clotheslined him, though.
I mean, yeah, well. It's,
Without any police involvement. Just do it.
well, that's-
Vigilante justice is
Yep.
always encouraged.
my arm hurts.
Stop crime before it happens.
If you think someone's going to commit a crime, shoot them.
But this is minority. This is Minority Report shit.
But it was hilarious because I got out of the car, and he's jogging past
Someone's
me.
walking by. Let's shoot them.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
right
not
there.
even going to tap random fucking kid
Taser.
running. Tackle him right away. I mean, I thought about it because I didn't like how he just jogging and looking at me.
Yeah, well, okay.
But I decided to let
So how long were you out there before I pulled up? Because I pulled up, I thought pretty
probably
quickly.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, the officer, the chasing officer, not the arresting officer, because the child is still on the loose. Mm-hmm. Come to find out after the fact when they came back here. But the officer came up and he goes, and I'm pointing. I'm going, he went that way. He goes, which way did he go? I'm going, he went that way. The way I'm pointing right now. So the officer, who was in hot foot pursuit with this kid, decided not to chase him anymore. He stopped with me, pulled out his flashlight, and started shining the backyard. And I said, officer, he went that way right there. You can go up there and see which way his footprints went. He decided not to do that and shined the backyards.
Well, I wonder if they did it. Because like I told you, when I pulled up, one of them almost blocked me from coming down the street, but the other two went up the other street and down the preceding streets.
Yeah, they're
so I
making
wonder
a
if they did
perimeter.
try to cut them off, but still, you think they did their due diligence and like listened
Well,
to the
when
witness?
he asked me which way did he go, and I said clearly he went that way, you figured the next step, because I've seen, police movies.
Yeah, or the show Cops.
Not to bring up a sore subject, but that kid was a black kid in a red hoodie.
No,
Like
he
the
was
one
a-
kid that they caught. And I was like, oh, man, here we go. Like, it's going to happen right in front of my house. There's going to be media. There's going to be... But that didn't happen, thankfully. The kid,
No, in
the kid
fact-
was pretty cool. He just gave up.
In fact, no, I don't think he gave up. I heard him yelling at him, and
Well, no, he was like walking with him pretty...
because he was handcuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was already handcuffed when I pulled
That
up.
hampers your running away from police.
But
when
he was
you're
like
handcuffed.
6'5". I can't believe they caught a 6'5" black kid. They're fast.
It's cold. It's cold. This is our weather.
But seriously, man, they like that. Like I heard the yelling and fight. I thought it was my WT neighbors over here that fight all the time, and I just thought they were outside. And then
taking my meth.
yeah, Methany.
Methany.
Yeah, but no,
Pretty
they were
exciting
arrested.
evening already.
But the one kid got away, and he's still out. And then
Yeah.
they came back looking for the
Yeah, about
paraphernalia.
a half hour later, they drove back by. They shined the light. We seen the light being shined on the house. So we walked out there, and the first question I asked is, "Hey, did you catch him yet?" We're like, "No, we're still looking." In the wrong way. Still, they're still looking the wrong direction.
I told you he went there.
And I'm like,
over time.
because they're at the neighbor's house. They're walking the neighbors, and I'm like, you're on the wrong side of the street. Even you're not even the right neighbor's house. You're on the wrong side of the block. He went that way. Well, not one officer went in that backyard to see, because it's snowing out. We have snow. You could see footprints.
It's also like -3 right
Yeah.
now.
So I mean, he was. That's why he was
Fahrenheit.
jogging past me and not running at top speed. But you would assume that the first thing a cop would do would be like, which way did he go? That way. He's going to pursue him because it was only
Yeah.
like 20 feet behind him chasing.
When Mel Gibson runs up, says, "Which way did you go?" and you say, "You went that way." He keeps running that
Mel
way.
Gibson is chasing you down.
He's running that way. You pointed. I've seen the movies.
You can't outrun Riggs.
I've seen the movies.
He
Yeah,
does it. He runs up freeways and stuff. Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, but not our fine city police.
Well, they did have a good, what do you call it? I don't know. Quadrant, block. Perimeter. Thank you.
yeah, quadrant.
Quadrant. We're also in space. We're broadcasting from space.
You get quadrants not in space.
Isn't a quadrant one of those things they get like water from? When there's a fire.
Did he say quadricept?
Oh, yeah. Far quadrant.
Quadriplegic?
Yeah, so that's how everything started off tonight. A police situation
That's
right
weird. I
from
was
my
watching
house.
Mike Utley the other day.
My house value is going to nothing. It's the way it is.
No, it's a fine neighborhood. I pull up, get out of my car, cops are running by chasing people. It's a great neighborhood you
Yeah,
live in.
it's fine. It'll work itself out. That's just what I tell myself. I
Low-income housing always works itself
think
out.
I'm a lot louder than you guys. I got to turn myself down. Okay, yeah. Grant, I didn't even learn how to do the last interface, and I bought a new thing. Now I'm gonna have to relearn. We're just gonna be bad forever because I'm just buying new stuff.
Every time he doesn't like something, just buy something new.
This sucks. It can't possibly be that I have no
I have
talent.
an idea. I have an idea. We can hire those kids to go get you stuff at a better price.
Yeah, I was like, hey, dude, here's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get it. I'm sure they'll get it at a better rate than what you're paying.
I mean, they're 18. They need beer. I'll pay them in beer. That's really what they're looking for.
Not these days.
No.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
This isn't 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago, 18 was, hey, I'll smoke a joint. Now it's, hey, man, you got some E?
Yeah.
Or I'll pay you in Bitcoin.
Pay you in Bitcoin.
You kids know about the dark web? So I'm looking for a wife. They're going to send her over in a crate.
You're going to marry Consuela for 2 weeks and she's gone.
No, I'm going Eastern Europe. I'm getting one of them Latvian chicks or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're going to
They're-
involve yourself with the Russian mob. That's good.
They're worth more money.
Are you selling her?
No, they're more money to me.
Yeah. Can't wait to see that post. Look at my new wife. She really loves me.
If I get like an obvious third world one, they're going to be like, yeah, he bought her. But if she's like, well, white,
6
I
foot-
can maybe get away with it till she talks. Right? I get away with it.
6'5", ultra hot blonde. Yeah, people will believe you did not buy that.
Yeah.
You fool everyone.
My
Love
wife
at
looks like
first sight.
Melania Trump.
We
like,
felt it was
This
love at
happened
first
normally.
sight. I saw her. She saw my bank account. It's like, yeah, I'll marry you.
We're like rich everywhere in the world, but like here we can. Like I had to have you. Can you guys bring some beer over? I'm broke. I had to buy $7,000 worth of electronics this month
Had to.
because I'm a child at heart. So I needed to buy me beer.
I was stressing about buying a half pint.
Yeah, I know. We just sit here and hope one of our buddies that like come later bring us stuff.
What do you guys need? Everything you can get.
All your resources.
I only have beer because I ration my beer. I'm like, I'm only going to drink this many, so I have this many left over.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a thimble here of beer.
I don't. You said ration beer.
ration, yes.
Does that mean like you will have some later and not drink it all?
I try
in
to
one
save
sitting?
some for the next time, yes.
Jesus Christ, those meetings must have been doing something.
Yeah, they did.
Not me.
Yeah. So I guess we had a couple topics we were going to talk about. And, of course,
Until
people,
gangland.
Yeah, until, like, fucking the Crips got accosted by the police right in front of my house. But I guess we're going to talk about old school game console accessories
Yeah.
that never fucking worked.
Oh, gosh.
And Pine here was talking about the Power Glove.
I bought my own Power Glove, just like we bought our own Nintendo.
It was a healthy paper route you had.
It took me a while. So I was like, I want a Power Glove. They're awesome. I don't know if you guys ever used one.
They never worked.
No,
Never.
I was from the poor side of town. I didn't have any accessories.
What, 5 blocks away?
Yeah, it was
That's the
literally
poor
5
side of
blocks away.
town.
Hey, have you seen this neighborhood? That matters.
Yeah.
But it was, I bought it, and I swear it didn't work for anything. Nothing.
No, all those old school like accessories sucked. The Game Genie was the only thing that sort of worked.
Oh, I love the Game Genie.
But remember,
yeah. Game Genie was pretty nice.
but
Everybody
the
loved
Power
Genie.
Glove, like it was supposed to, like they marketed it like you put this thing on, you play Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and you're fighting Mike. Like what every third hit might do a hit. It sucked.
Well, and like Power Glove was the one I had,
Power Glove.
and it worked once. It worked when I first.
Well, remember the robot thing? What was that thing called? Remember, it was like a robot that came with the NES.
Oh shit, I don't remember what it was
And
called.
it was a fucking robot. I don't even know what it did.
I can't even think of a way to find out what it was called.
Yeah. But there was a robot thing, and then there was the Sega Genesis 32-bit add-on that went in like a cartridge, but it was just like a top.
There was that too, but remember,
and I bought that thing, and they didn't develop for it.
But
And
even
that's why it killed everything Sega ever did. They
even
didn't
before
develop
that
for shit they
32-bit
made.
thing, they had the Sega CD, which was an adapter too.
Just, I'm sorry to interrupt this.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to type in that robot to find the name, and look what pops up on my phone. Look at the lower half.
Robot that came with a Super NES? Central Intelligence Agency?
Where did that come from?
Oh, they're probably watching you.
The Central Intelligence Agency?
Yep.
Look at this.
Jesus Christ.
Undo typing.
Leave us alone.
It went away, Frank. How's this phone work?
It's an iPhone.
I don't know how. I don't
Give back
know.
my iPhone.
Oh, hold on.
No, get out of my history.
I'm not in your
Get
history.
out of my history.
Yeah.
I don't.
I support
Yeah.
black children.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Every now and then you do something on it. You have a good finish with something, and you're kind of ashamed of yourself. That happens to me on Pornhub.
Oh, you're ashamed?
Yeah.
but
It's like, all right, why do I like grandma stuff? Something happened to me.
Makes me mad that I can't
Like-
share it with everybody.
once you find out what that robot's called, let us know.
I'm trying, but the CIA.
Yeah, but that thing, like, I knew someone that had it, and he just had it sitting there. He never used it.
Do you remember the headset that had like the big plastic piece that came out in like an
Yeah,
eye thing?
the one eye. Yeah.
Oh my god, that thing didn't work either.
Well, if any of it worked, people would use it.
Yeah.
They didn't get any of that motion. Nintendo finally got it right with the Wii.
Yep.
But even Xbox, which is my preferred brand, which I like the most, they had the Kinect, and that tanked. Everybody hated the Kinect.
Yeah.
I hate your internet.
Are you on mine? Oh,
I hate your internet.
Isn't his internet produced by you?
I think
No.
it's been
No, it's not
bogging down.
produced by
It's
me.
been bogging down all night.
Yeah, it's bogging down again.
You're gonna have to go to your 4G Shakur or
I'm
whatever.
gonna have to fix your internet by giving you a salesperson.
Oh my god, my
better
phone's
internet.
missing. There it
Hurry
is.
up, find your phone.
Found it.
So Sega did not develop for that anything they ever made. Nintendo had the robot that didn't work. The running pad, like the power pad, is that what it's called?
I think it's called the Power Pad.
Power
yes.
pad where you get on there and you race.
Track and field.
Yeah,
Track and field.
that kind of worked. And I went over to there was the only Asian people at our Fountain Elementary, Emily and Derek. I went to their house.
Yeah.
They had that.
Derek who?
They were Emily and Derek.
Ing?
Yeah. I didn't want to say
I thought
their
you
name.
meant Derek Reynolds
No.
No.
because we're
No.
talking,
Name
switched
drop
right over-
Shakur.
We'd already switched. Like he's even alive still.
Yeah,
Who?
You can only handle so much.
You could talk about anyway. Yeah, so they had it, and I went to their house because he had a. Wait, no, they didn't have it. What was that Brian kid that lived by them? There was a Brian something or other. I went to his house and they were there. He had it. Anyway, the fucking thing, you could cheat it by like using your hands like a drummer, like, and then you could beat like the rabbit.
Like what?
Yeah. You could do just like that.
Well, how'd you handle the
I'll do that
hurdles?
later on porn.
It just
Why did I do that? What is wrong with me?
I don't even like horses. This is terrible.
Am I gonna like regular girls ever?
No, you're not.
No, this is warping my views.
It is warping your view. Trust me.
but you mentioned the Sega 32 thing.
Facial abuse.
But even there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the facial abuse stuff. Okay. But the Sega, even before the Sega 32-bit, they had the Sega CD,
yeah.
and I remember that. And there was like some of the games were like, what was it? Arcade game? Was it not Sword and Stone? But it was like that. It was
Sword in the stone.
Dragon's Lair. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, it was a cartoon that you spot. It like a flash would Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair,
literally
yeah.
a cartoon that was a video game.
But
yeah,
that,
and then
like,
and you had to react to the spot
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
flash.
basically, and they had.
Oh, I got a story about that.
I would
Okay,
never
go ahead.
remembered that.
There was a guy in there. It was one of the first time I seen. You ever see like TLC? They got like really
waterfalls?
disfigured like wart people that got they look like almost reptilian because they got so many
Oh,
warts.
so not the Waterfalls TLC.
I seen a guy that was further along in that game than anyone ever, and he had that skin condition where he looked like he was a toad or something.
Oh God!
He had it like, and it was at Galaxy Arcade right here.
So what you mean is you had
I saw one of them. I saw
no
TLC
friends.
people. I saw that type of person that's really, really disfigured, and I was like 13. And you know how you try not to stare at people,
Yeah.
Did you compete with
and then
them?
he talks to you like, "Hey, buddy," and you're like, why does he have a normal voice?
Like you expect me to have a frog's
You're
voice?
like,
Quit trying to kidnap me! Why are you trying to kidnap me?
he's like, his tongue's gonna come out, just snatch me.
My soul has been stolen.
That's great.
But yeah, he had the skin condition.
Well,
one of the bad ones.
The
Real
Sega
bad.
CD had a game
got
like
a
that
skin
where it was
condition.
like
It's too much skin.
a movie, but it was an interactive game too. It's called Night Trap. And that was like the only game I remember playing on Sega CD. And then they brought out a Sonic game and other stuff. But
Can you imagine if you look up Night Trap now?
Night Trap was like Night Trap had the chick from
I want
Different
the listeners
Strokes
to
in
look
it.
up Night Trap.
Oh yeah.
That's what Brian
whatever the
watches.
girl's name was from Different Strokes. Remember there was the two black kids and the white girl?
Yeah.
She was in this game, but it was an interactive game. And like the girls wore lingerie and like nighties and stuff. It was like totally not appropriate for kids our age at the time. But it sucked. It's like
You're talking about
Well, if you're
the one
12,
that was
13 and you're not even
over
into
at the
90s,
Barracuda
that's bad.
house. The Barracuda house. He had that in the basement.
I
on
didn't
the
play. I
computer.
didn't play it there. But
But
no,
he
this
had
was
it there.
definitely on Sega CD though because we rented.
Yeah, it was one of the first computer games put out too.
It was called Night Trap, and like basically all these sorority girls in a house.
Trap. Oh, what's wrong with me? Oh.
All these sorority girls are in a house, and like somebody was in a house trying to kill them, and you had to like hit the traps to capture the guy or do whatever. It was fucking terrible.
No, this was just going to a whorehouse. They made it real simple.
Oh no, this was like an
No,
actual.
this-
there
I
was
wish I could remember the name. It was over
strategy,
at the,
I
it was
guess.
over at the Barracuda house,
yeah.
and his dad had that, and it was as blatant of a whorehouse as you can get for a video game.
This wasn't like this. This actually had something going on, but it was terrible.
But this is like 1991, right? So
This has been like 92 when this game came out. Yeah, so I was like 12, 13 years
So they
old.
took video games, and then all of a sudden they were like, wait a minute, we can make porn and video games.
Well, every major decision in entertainment has happened because of porn. So that makes sense.
Well, yeah. VHS,
Blu-ray.
internet, streaming.
Two things that drive our culture, military and porn.
Yep.
Plain and
Yeah.
simple.
But that was one of the many things that ever Sega CD. It
Well,
was
the
terrible.
internet was for the
Both
military.
of them, which I'm not involved in with whatever.
What? And then who had the Jaguar? Was that Atari? Was like the Jaguar?
I don't know who made it.
It was
Remember
terrible.
Neo
though.
Geo was like $700 back in '93, and like no one could afford it.
Yeah. I mean, that was the shit, but we
So-
just couldn't afford it.
If I'm an electronics whore, I probably would have it and not play it, like fucking everything but my Xbox. I could have saved myself a fortune by just having one Xbox. Like, I gotta have it. And I play for everything for 15 minutes except the X.
growing up, I had a super rich cousin out in Brighton, and he was one of the top execs over at BASF.
Oh, okay.
And we used to go to his house,
He's rich enough to eat at Arby's.
and
Yeah.
he had I don't want to say it's ColecoVision. What was the one with the dial on it? It's like a remote control with the dial.
ColecoVision?
It's ColecoVision or Intellivision.
In television 1 or 2.
I had Intellivision. That was not the rich person. And
no.
Whatever the one was with the
I got mine
dial
for
on
free.
It had Smurfs. Oh. I remember
Oh,
playing
that
Smurfs.
one.
Yeah,
like
well,
he said Smurfs. That means I know exactly
it's
which one
the
you're
only
talking
one
about.
that had Smurfs.
The video game podcast that doesn't know the name of anything we've done. We're so informative.
It's
Hey, I got this new thing. It looks like
it's
a phone, but
1984,
it's-
and you're
Switch.
playing the Smurfs.
I mean, it could have been in television, but I doubt it. Television
it's one of the
graphics
two.
were shit.
Yeah, and television was like
It wasn't Sega Master System or anything.
No. It's
literally like you probably had better graphics on a fucking like one of the original like texting.
I have
phones,
dropped
you know,
my
like,
beer.
you can
I have
play
dropped my
Snake
beer,
on a
and the
Nokia
shape
phone.
it made had better graphics.
Yeah, your Game Boy had a better graphics
Yeah,
than a Coleco.
you remember how you used to play
Coleco,
you used,
television?
you used to play Snake like on your Nokia phones, the original Nokia phones.
Yeah.
That was better graphics than a television. It was bad.
Yeah,
I played the hell out of it, though.
ColecoVision then.
Yeah, I don't.
It
well,
had a dial on it. It looked like a remote control. It had all the numbers
Yeah.
on it, like a remote, and then a dial. Which clearly we shouldn't do video game podcasts if we can't even name that.
Or maybe we should do some research.
Maybe we're like the worst video game podcast there is, and we'll be famous because we.
I mean,
suck.
we
Maybe that's
came-
what makes us the best.
If we
Yeah.
come up with a topic by Wednesday, what we should do is research.
Well, you can come.
Things.
see-
No,
you
no,
can
fuck
come- They can
research.
come see us at Dark Souls, and we'll fuck them up.
You know
and
what?
we'll
You know what,
we're legit.
Brian? Hi, about research. Here's something about research. People are sitting at home right now listening to us in the millions.
Yeah.
And since we don't know it, and since we don't know it, and they do, they're excited because they know something that we don't. So they want to hear what's coming up next that they know.
If we do start getting like fan interaction outside of our friends, we're going to be the most corrected podcast ever.
Hey,
You guys suck.
no
You
press.
suck.
Even bad press is good press.
Yeah.
At least we're checking
This
you
is
out.
the
Name it
worst fucking podcast ever for video games.
Name
You
it
guys suck.
radio corrections.
It's like this podcast is like my grammar. It's just everything's wrong.
I have no idea where to put commas. No clue.
I don't know what is a comma. Where does it go?
I don't.
I just do them.
Pine, I don't want you to answer this. Let me and him just babble on about this because he's going to correct us on every part of this. Like if I use the word "and," I don't need a comma, but actually you do. But I don't want to use a comma.
Otherwise,
we already
it's
use an
run-on
"and."
sentence.
I feel like you put them where a period don't go.
Really.
Well, I had a writing class at one point, and
You ever had a
the
girlfriend?
instructor
Periods
actually
don't go
told
anywhere.
us with commas, her little rhyme was "when in doubt, keep it out," which sounded perverted. At the time.
Yeah.
Is that why she has no kids?
Yeah. When in doubt, keep it out. Here's another. Here's an acronym about road rage. FIDO. Forget it. Drive off.
Fuck that.
FIDO. So someone cuts in front of you and you want to stab them, or wish you had a missile
You
launcher.
just say Fido to yourself.
FIDO. Forget it. Drive off.
Forget it. Drive off.
You know why? I'll tell you why it works. Because
I
it makes
cannot
you
remember
laugh
that-
because it's so stupid.
But
that
I
it
can't
works.
remember that if I'm drunk and driving along and somebody messes with me.
If the cops turn the lights up, forget it. Drive off.
Forget it.
FIDO, man. Ignore the lights.
That young kid, Fido.
Yeah, he did the FIDO.
He did Firo. Fight it wrong.
Fyro.
Yeah, we ran off.
I love your 1839 fucking.
My brass cup.
Those are popular now.
Yes, well, they've always been popular in my life.
Is that
Really?
the
You know
Holy
why?
Grail? Did you steal that from Christ?
I did.
It doesn't have any magical
Ah, he don't
properties.
exist. Nice try.
Doesn't have any magical properties.
Yeah,
You-
because
you,
people like you killed him.
once you cross
I
the
am
seal in the
Norwegian,
temple, once you cross the seal in the temple, that no longer works.
I know, but I'll drop it in a hole and try to save a girl that don't love me, and then all goes to hell. This
But,
keeps the cold in. Feel how cold that cup is.
Very cold.
You mean metal's a good conductor of heat and
Exactly.
cold? Oh my gosh!
You drink it out of aluminum or glass?
I want to hook a electrical wire right up to it.
While I drink from it, see what happens. Get all my eyes.
I like that your frickin' vape thing.
I just thought something
Your
stupid.
vape apparatus has a better digital readout than my fucking recorder for our podcast.
Really
That
like
thing,
my
look, it's got
vapes.
like a perfectly bright
Hold
LED.
on, hold on.
Look at this thing.
Pi-
It's like
Pine
it's
has an
like it's
idea.
like beautiful.
No, it's so
like,
fucking stupid.
and then mine's all like dim.
It's like you electrocute him while he's drinking. He's
Why
like,
can't we do the
"How's
podcast
that
on your fucking vape?
aftershock taste?" Remember aftershock? That's
Speaking of
stupid.
the power glove. Speaking of the
Aftershock was
power
the
glove.
I'm dying.
aftershock was the worst liquor.
Cops, man, everybody hop the fence.
Yeah, remember the stuff you thought was good that was just shit?
I remember breaking the bottle. Now, Aftershock. We all remember Aftershock. It had crystals all in it, right?
Yeah.
So in
It
my
must be high quality. It's got
Yeah,
crystals
yeah.
in it.
So in my 18-year-old mind, I thought breaking glass on see-through crystal and then drink that would be a great fucking idea. Because how else you get into the crystals unless you break the glass?
I don't know
Sound
where,
theory. I mean,
I don't know where this internal bleeding
That's
came
a-
from.
So I'm going to break the
bulletproof
glass.
argument.
I'm going to break the glass, the drink thing, to try and eat something that looks exactly like glass. And
That's
it did not turn out well.
What? I figured it'd been perfect.
Didn't turn out well at all. Hey, I have an idea. We drank this whole bottle. Let's smash it and eat the crystals because we won't mix up the glass and the crystals whatsoever.
wow.
I was going to talk about sleep paralysis, but that's really dumb after all this stuff.
Yeah, it
I'm
kind
going to get it tomorrow.
I went right into sleep paralysis right after I did that.
We're
or
putting
coma.
We're putting the
Some people call it coma.
the listeners into sleep paralysis. These guys are stupid.
It's so
They're fucking
stupid.
dumb.
Did you guys own any of that extra gear like that?
No.
I owned the 32 top.
Yeah.
And they didn't make anything for it.
No, because
So I
what-
spent, at the time, it was a good amount of money
Yeah.
and a good amount of my parents' money on it. Their hard-earned.
you didn't have a paper route?
No, I didn't work at all till I was like 17. I didn't have a single fucking job.
1776.
Yeah. Pine had the route, which, hell, man, if you had that route now, you'd have a lot thicker paper with all the crime around here.
Yeah. I did that thing for
Back
5
then, it was
years.
like squirrels fighting.
Yeah. You know what? You just
Now
gave me
we
an
got-
idea. We should probably just become bounty hunters.
Yeah.
I can't catch them kids.
Yeah, but if we do, they can't
No,
come
you-
away
Slow
from
as
you.
shit.
What you do is you become the head bounty hunter and then hire 2 athletic guys to be your co-bounty hunters. They
Yeah.
do all the chasing. You do all the camera work, like you're in front of the camera.
I got one good leg.
That 6'6" kid they caught, what you could do with someone like him is like, or you can go to jail or you can work for me.
Get him off the streets.
You get him on the streets, you hire him to catch people.
Listen,
He was like
YMCA.
6'6",
He's a big guy.
and you could fucking have him catch people.
Okay, Gus D'Amato.
Yeah.
They all can't fight.
Yeah. I could use that kid. I'd ruin his life too. He'll be fat. Like, all right, man. Here's what
Have
you
you
got to
tried these hot noodles?
do. Yeah. Here's what you got to do. Put the hot
1 year
noodles-
later, he's gained about 45
Yeah.
pounds.
or you put him on a sandwich.
Wait, Mike. Pine has got a good theory here. If you did that, you would stop crime because how can they run?
Yeah.
They can't.
Feed him to death.
Feed them to death. They can't run up. They can't outrun the law anymore. They'll stop stealing.
Put him on Uncle Deathspit's diet program.
Yeah.
I'll
Eat
get it.
enough where you can't
I'll
do
get it.
anything else.
Or here's what you do. Even if you're not hungry, you got to eat anyway because you're bored.
Because it tastes
That's how it
good.
works. Yeah, it tastes good. You're bored. What else are you
Food
doing?
is about
Eat.
taste.
Yeah.
It's about taste.
It's not about sustenance. It's not about being healthy. You're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's not
I
even
gotta
proven
I got to
yet.
see my cat's dying. You left him out there.
I'll go get him. I will go get it.
That
It's like
cat's going to
-3.
die.
Lord Dale is outside. Yeah, he's probably out there. There he is.
Are you
he
cold,
froze.
cat?
He came right in. Sorry. He was out there for about a half hour. -3. Bring him in, folks. Isn't that the thing?
It's
Bring
supposed to
'em-
be.
Bring them in.
People are like, oh, they got fur. They're warm. Yeah, except their pads
All
are
right,
like
my
made of
podcast
skin.
almost killed my cat. Frozen to death. You all right, bud? Yeah, he's all right.
So
a half
that was the
hour.
32X, right, that you had?
The 32X, and I had like 3 games for it, and
That thing was $160.
yeah,
Holy crap.
I paid big time for it.
What games did you have for it?
I don't even remember because they were so crappy. Like they were like it wasn't noteworthy. Nothing about it was noteworthy. That's why I can't tell you it was not noteworthy. It wasn't like when you go back to the Super NES, I can give you full details on all the games I liked. The Punch Out. I actually had a way harder time with the guy, the Macho Man that did the spin punch. I had more harder time with him. I remember a lot of details of the old shit, but the shit that sucked, I just didn't try.
Because the only one I really remember from it was they had like the Star Wars port, Star Wars Arcade, which is like the version.
I didn't play that.
arcade version. Let's see. They had a Sonic the Hedgehog game called Knuckles Chaotix, Space Harrier, Afterburner.
I had that. I had Afterburner.
Okay, NFL
Didn't
Quarterback
like it.
Club.
Didn't have that.
Virtua Fighter was on it.
I did have Virtua Fighter.
That was called. That was the jewel in the 32X's crown.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah.
But I think the reason I quit playing that is because our buddy came over, not Kojak, but Jeremy, and he'd always just whip the shit out of me.
I hated that they were
left-handed,
good.
and he had like really good fucking
That matters in video
reaction time.
games.
Really good reaction time. But yeah,
Cosmic Carnage,
no, I remember
Virtua Fighter.
There's the next to the Golden Gerbs.
There was just so much.
My cat's like,
My dying breath put me down.
The only one I really remember was not remember. The only one I know for sure sucked was the Power Glove. I didn't have anything else to go with it.
the robot sucked.
The robot sucked.
The
I've
power
heard that.
pad sucked.
The power pad.
And,
I wouldn't know.
The 32X add-on sucked. I hated that fucking thing. I wish I hadn't bought it. But those old school like accessories sucked.
They were
Gentlemen,
worse.
when they came out, Mortal Kombat also came out in the arcade.
Well, Mortal Kombat was great.
So I
And
needed nothing else in life.
Yeah, so you didn't really care about the
I
add-ons.
didn't care
played-
about any of that.
that Mortal Kombat on Genesis was awesome. Street Fighter though, because of the 3 buttons, like it had a learning curve. But if your Super Nintendo buddies come over, you'd wail on them because they couldn't get used to the dumbing themselves down. You're like, ah. But I could play the Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter and I'd hold up fine. But they were at a disadvantage trying the Genesis, like because they had to, like, they had one less button, and they were like, they fucked them up.
The,
How about Star Fox? Didn't they come with a gun?
did they?
Star Fox thought I had a gun, didn't it?
I don't. Maybe.
I thought Star Fox had something.
I don't think so.
I thought it did.
The Super Nintendo mouse. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that one.
Those for Mario Paint and stuff.
Clearly, it was a hot seller.
I don't
You
remember
guys
that.
got to
one.
remember though. I stopped. I had my gaming gap was about 16 years old. I quit. And
Yeah.
then I quit from 16 till I was in my late 20s.
I quit.
I didn't play any video. I was doing bands and all that shit.
I quit.
Yeah, but
losing.
this is a Super Nintendo. You were still playing it at that point.
Yeah.
But you don't remember the mouse. I remember somebody had the mouse.
Like I didn't have a PS1. I didn't have a PS2 or the original Xbox. Gears of War brought me back into gaming
That's
after
right, yeah.
a long layoff.
I did have the PS1 and I had Silent Hill but that was it.
Yeah. My dad he bought my sister a PlayStation, the original one, and I never played it.
dude.
The Sega
When I got my
Activator.
PlayStation, you know what I did? I turned 18.
Smoked a bunch of weed and had a panic attack.
Yeah, pretty well. I wouldn't go panic attack. I just wanted more weed.
Yeah.
But I literally
Were you
turned
panicking?
18, got a bank account, got my checkbook, and wrote a bad check and got my PlayStation. Went up there, wrote a bad check. Didn't have the money in there, just wrote a bad check. But in them days, they didn't check. They was like, okay, we'll cash it.
Oh, it's good.
Wrote a bad check and got my PlayStation.
Why does that not surprise me? Like
True story.
whatsoever.
True story. I got a checkbook. What do I want? A PlayStation.
I 100% believe you.
Oh, it's totally true.
Yeah, I have no doubt that happened.
It totally happened. I just went up there and wrote a fucking check for the PlayStation. Came home like, I'm so happy.
I remember
Can't
when you were a
pay
kid,
for
you
it.
would always find things.
Well, I mean,
I have
there's
this
a lot
really
of
nice
trucks.
typewriter. Man, for all you kids, a typewriter is before a computer, how you type stuff. And then you found a trench coat with cocaine in it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you
it
were
was.
like-
It looked like a soap bar of cocaine, and I got ran down by the mafia.
Yeah.
They
You-
ran me down.
You broke into someone who shouldn't have vehicle.
It was just a Corvette at a Corvette shop,
He
run
stole-
by a bunch of Guidos.
He stole this Italian guy's trench coat, cocaine, everything.
But it wasn't actually his, because the guy that ran me down, I handed him a bunch of stolen things from that, but not the actual jacket with the cocaine in it. He didn't realize that was their jacket as well with the cocaine in it. So he didn't ask for that back. But I gave him everything else, a video camera, all kinds of stuff. And
I remember the video camera. I remember you had that.
Yes, yes. Well, I actually took that giant soap bar of cocaine and threw it. 'Cause
Smart.
I was like, this stuff is garbage. And I threw it.
Now you'd have been done with it by noon.
Little did I know how important that is.
I love the cocaine. I love the
I'm looking at some of these ones I had forgotten. the NES Speedboard. That's the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen.
I got a speedboard at my house
It's
right
you
now.
put the NES controller onto a board, and somehow it's supposed to make you go faster.
Whatever sells. China
Yeah,
has.
It looks like a mouse pad with a guard on it. That's all it is. It's stupid.
I had the big controller, the big NES controller that had the two big red buttons.
Yeah.
in it. I had the what the fuck was that called?
The joystick.
It's called the
Was it
joystick.
called the joystick?
I think it was just joystick.
Great. We are high level video game podcast here.
Maybe we should.
I'm doing
move
our
on.
research right now. Don't worry.
Maybe we should move on from video games.
All I'm going to say is, I'm Lord Deathspit. This is Kojak.
Hey.
Pine is oatmeal is rad. We may not know about all the old shit, but you can come try us at Dark Souls anytime.
Not me.
Well, not you, but
I don't play that.
fucking
Come see me at Mortal Kombat, son.
yeah,
Or Injustice.
yeah. Mr. Zone.
There it is.
He's got a Dr. Fate that's pretty fucking mean. Pretty good zone.
The Atari Jaguar CD. I remember that.
Nobody wants to hear about my Dr. Fate.
Oh, talk about Dr.
I don't
Fate.
talk about Dr. Fate.
Come on.
No,
Tell-
it's unbeatable. You cannot
Sleep
beat it.
paralysis.
Sleeper.
You know, see, he's got a point.
What?
I don't get that anymore because of things that I do.
No, I used to get it all the time. I
Yeah.
probably haven't had it in 3 or 4 years, but when I used to get sleep paralysis, which is something I said I'd talk about, it does seem sort of paranormal in nature. They explain it scientifically what happens, but it scared the shit out of me. Remember the UFC fighter Quentin Jackson?
Yep. Rampage.
Rampage. He thought it was a ghost holding him down.
Yeah.
It's the only time I yelled at Jesus.
Yeah.
That I was like, okay, Jesus, you're real.
Now, supposedly, what happens when you go to sleep paralysis is your body, like, there's a hormone that your body releases that keeps you still, so you don't
Yeah.
sleepwalk and thrash.
So
them
your
out.
REM state, where you're flashing around and losing all your shit, that what you're talking about is supposed to keep you calm so you don't fly out of bed or stab your wife or whoever she is.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to me, and it's happened to me dozens of times, is I'm awake. I always sleep with a fan. Like, I guess everybody acts like it's a weird thing. 80% of everybody sleeps with a fan now.
Have you seen my fan?
Yeah, you got an industrial fan in your fucking room.
I don't.
No, he's got a fan. Seriously, Pine. The fan in his room is like where you'd have at a fucking CNC boring mill shop
It's
or something.
three,
Cool to chop
it's
down?
3
Yeah.
feet by 3 feet.
It's like,
If I lift my leg the wrong way, it blows the blankets off me.
yeah. If it didn't have the guard on it,
That's
the protective
dumb.
blade, you could lose your foot.
That's real
Oh yeah,
dumb.
no, I could actually kill people with my fan if I took the guard
Like
off.
you could
it.
take the guard off, and you could like punish like a rival with it, and
like
put
a,
their
like
head
a
in
good
it.
Liam Neeson movie. You're like, you tell me where she is. Brrr.
Gonna get
face
you to my
is
snowplow.
Snowplow.
Then I'll sleep in the blood.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so what happens is, I'll hear my fan going. I have a couple cats. I'll feel them even running on my legs or something, but I can't move.
Yeah.
I'm fully conscious that I can't move. I can't. And then I could, and it feels like something's squeezing me. The best description is like I'm just being
Jesus
squeezed.
trying to bring you back to the
Yeah.
light.
And all of a sudden, like I'll snap out of it, and I sit up. My heart will be pounding. It's the same. You're always scared, no matter how many times it happens. You're fucking scared to death. One time it happened. And I know this is going to sound weird, but you know, people talk about like an alien abduction. They think like there's entities like standing around them doing experiments. It feels like there's people standing over you. Not every time it happens, but when it happens, it feels like there's people there.
Oh fuck! Where's George Tsoukalos?
And I don't know what it is, but it feels there's a total scientific explanation for all of it, but you think that it's something fucked up, like you're half dead or something. But I will feel like presence of things standing over me, and I feel like I'm being squeezed. So I think that maybe that describes like the light hit me and I couldn't move. You know, like how they always
It
talk
might in some cases, yeah.
But anyway, it's not paranormal. I don't believe it's aliens or ghosts or anything, but I definitely have sleep paralysis. It's happened to me dozens of times.
Yeah.
And I can hear everything. I can feel everything, but I can't fucking move. It's horrible.
Yeah, I didn't have it for a long time, and then like twice probably in the last 5-6 months it's happened, but I didn't have it for like 5
Really, that
years.
soon?
What?
Like in the last 5 or 6 months?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It was
scares
probably
me.
end of summer the last time it
See,
happened.
gentlemen. That's why I do cocaine. You don't fall asleep then. You don't have that problem.
Yeah, you can't.
If you're not
there's no
sleeping, you don't have that problem.
Good point.
Maybe I should try to sleep with an industrial fan too.
The way to beat sleep
Industrial-
paralysis is don't sleep.
Hey, it's a give or take. I can't have an industrial fan of cocaine.
It blows it around. Or if the fan's backwards, it sucks it in and then blows it out.
Suck
I
and
gotta
blow.
funnel it right. I gotta funnel it.
Okay.
But like I can't like if the fan is on in my bedroom, like I can. It's quiet. It's a ceiling fan. It's not like a regular fan. It's a ceiling fan.
It's not even a fan,
It's
sir.
like,
You shut up.
Barely making any noise. And it's like
What?
that fucking thing's so loud. I can't even have a TV in my bedroom.
What is this nonsense you speak of?
I don't even have a TV in my bedroom.
That's fine. I get that. I don't have a TV in my. I
Why don't
can't
you
stand
just get
TV.
soundproofing in there?
Yeah.
Just fucking have it dead.
Because then it's
Some
too
earbuds.
quiet.
No.
Take a nap.
Too quiet.
have no acoustics at all.
And then my paranoia won't let me sleep with the door closed. 'Cause I'm afraid if something happens, I won't hear it happen.
What is even going on here? What is he? A ceiling fan?
No, it's not even on most of the time, though.
That's not
You're
even a
really
fan.
hung up on the ceiling fan. You won't let it go.
That's crazy. A ceiling fan. That's not a fan.
I know.
It's a decoration.
It shouldn't be on.
Yeah. Thing about ceiling fan, I always liked to, like when I was a kid. I always liked to when you get a helium balloon. I always thought it was the coolest thing to try to my damnedest to get the fucking cord, like the little string, like dangled in the ceiling fan. So you, what the fuck, your dad gets on and just gets tangled up in there. And I try to make it happen every time.
You gotta watch that.
birthday party, boy.
You got to watch that because I saw something one time where somebody put somebody else's head up there and they cut their head off. The ceiling fan. It's real.
What?
They got a really weak neck connections. If you
Like severed. It severed their head.
Dunk, 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 dunk. Gone.
Ah, I've stuck my hand up in there once and I
You could.
broke
I
my
know.
finger.
I've never found one. You could turn them on full blast and put your hand in them, and it stop.
The worst thing about ceiling fans is having to clean them with that extended duster.
Yeah. Or you ever when you
Yeah,
do
that's
put your
true.
hand in it or hit it somehow when it's going, your fucking living room's just covered in dust.
Yeah.
When your
It's
neighbor,
covered.
when you're 10 years old, your neighbor who happens to be like 6 foot Lenny Strut style,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then put you on his shoulders and your face goes right into the ceiling fan and busts the light and you smack, smack, smack. And then his best thing is apologizing to you, like that makes all the pain go away when you're a 10-year-old
Oh, man,
child.
I'm
It
sorry.
don't hurt because I said I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, don't tell your mom. My face is gashed, the lights broke.
Yeah, I remember that when people get
Good times.
Yeah, you get hurt really bad. The person that hurt you would show so much concern by saying, "Don't tell anybody."
You'll be okay. They're forcing you to be okay by
Yeah.
telling you, you'll be okay.
remember
What do I do with this blood? Don't worry about it. You'll be okay.
I remember when I was
Fine.
out jogging back when I used to jog years ago.
It's like profanity.
Yep. I was at a intersection right here, 12 and Utica, and I seen a fucking guy just slam into a girl on a bicycle. She was not a girl. She was like
This is a great story.
she was probably like 30, but probably had a DUI or something. But I mean,
Probably.
she was an adult. But dude, she did the fucking like 4 cartwheels in the air. Like I mean, just like straight up, like over the top, like fucking like a horror film. And she just all these flips, and she had like this really like curly blonde hair. Anyways,
And the first thing you thought of was ceiling fan.
No, what happened was the guy comes up. He's like, that hitter. He's like, "You're okay, aren't you?"
Wow.
I'm like, "No, she ain't okay."
Can you put my leg back?
She looked like she got fucking hit by a bison. She went fucking.
Was she okay, though?
No, she didn't move. She's just sat there and like
Why am I laughing so hard at this?
she was doing the
Did-
noise. I was like, "Oh man, this chick is." Her hips are just thrashed. Because it hit her right in that side of the hip.
Oh, my
I was like,
gosh.
it was, like he hit her on the left side, and dude, the transmission shop right there.
Yeah.
There's a guy that came out. And he goes, "Dude, that was bad." I'm like,
You
"Yeah,
don't say.
it was." I was like,
You don't say.
I mean, she did like the. like
He's like, that was bad. And you're like, yeah, it was. And you high-fived each other.
badass.
Reminds me of the time I was driving over to Pine's house,
Hey.
going down the side street, and I'm in my car. I may have had a few beverages, and I turn over into Pinehurst Street, and there's this drunk on a bicycle with a 40 ounce in his hand, drinking it. Right
Yeah.
now, I was nowhere near hitting this guy.
Oh, yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was so drunk, he thought that I was going to hit him. So he tried to swerve out of the way, and his handlebars did that whole like back and forth right away, where he's trying to compensate.
Yeah.
and he did an over under right over the top. Yeah,
That's great.
He would equate it to what do you call it? The scorpion. He did a scorpion, but he didn't just land scorpion style. He landed on face first on the 40 ounce that shattered.
Well, the beer broke.
Oh yeah, it
That's
shattered.
terrible.
I know, right? But hey, I wasn't gonna stop and help him at that point. It was his fuck up. I was just driving by. He freaked out. He fucking scorpioned over his handlebars, face first into the broken 40-0. But he had enough gall to get up and give me the old man hand wave. Like,
What are you doing driving in the street that the cars are made?
And I didn't come over, Brian. I didn't come over, Pine, because I had to keep driving.
Man,
I couldn't stop.
I don't know why I don't know if you get this visual sometimes, Despot. I'm going to say this. I know you're not on mic, but is Kojak pulling up, blaring "Owner of a Lonely Heart" so loud on his radio at 2:00 in the morning?
And that what was that Dodge vehicle that you totaled because you were
Daytona.
drunk?
Your
The
Daytona.
It was my 21st birthday. I wasn't just drunk. It was my 21st
Pulled up.
birthday wasted.
Yeah, you almost killed fucking Dave.
Yeah, well,
Owner
It
of
was
a
his
Lonely
fault.
Heart.
yeah,
God was like, that's your fault.
yeah. Dave had his own time.
You
So
eat
loud.
that truck right in the side of your face.
yeah, like, didn't you say you had like a shitload of beer cans in there and everything, and they
Oh,
still
we
let you
were
go?
drunk.
Clearly drunk, and they let you go.
But because the accident actually wasn't my fault. I mean, granted, we were drunk and all that, but it's a different time. It was 97 or 2000.
Something.
Yeah, 2000 something.
You get a DUI even if a fucking missile hits you right now.
Yeah.
Like, I get hit with a missile, officer. I live though. DUI, you're going.
Russia attacks us.
Should've
I'm
been
going
driving.
to jail because
Yeah.
I wish I had a beer or two.
Yeah, I don't care if Putin picked you out of a crowd, sent a ballistic missile.
But I'll
on
never
you.
forget that because it was his fault. It was the other driver's fault, technically. Now, granted, we were all drunk, but it's my 21st birthday. It's a carload of us in a little Daytona, Dodge Daytona.
That was an excuse me. That's my 21st birthday. I can be drinking and drive. Who can't?
And it worked. It worked. I mean, because the cop was like, well, that guy was going like, it's a 30 miles an hour zone. This dude was doing like 60. So I misjudged the turn, and all of a sudden we're broadsided. And I won't forget it because Dave looked at me and goes, Frank, I'm dying. Blah! And he spit blood all over me. I'm like, oh, my God.
You're like, oh my God, my shirt.
I'm like, oh, my God. I don't think I even hurt myself. And I didn't. I got out of the car. I was completely fine. My buddies in the back seat were wrecked. Dave's dying. He's going to the hospital dying, coughing up blood. I'm like, oh, my best friend's dying, but I'm okay.
It hit on his side though, right?
Yeah.
It's always works. The guy that drives never has a scratch on him.
Yeah.
They wreak like absolute.
Or the
havoc.
person that
They
caused
wreak, like, absolute-
the person that causes the accident never gets hurt. It's always the other people that get hurt.
Yeah, it's like
So, but there was a
Well, I
guy.
didn't
Was,
see them
was
get
that
That guy
guy
was fine. That
the
guy
guy-
was totally fine.
Yeah,
Some
see?
old dude drunk leaving the bar. He was drunk as the rest of us.
I
But
can't
he was
believe he
older
was-
than us, so he had his responsibility.
Can't believe he was drunk
Yeah.
driving.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't drink and drive. I just can't anymore.
Are you?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm
You all
just,
right?
Yeah, I'm fine now. Now that there's no more lies coming in my ears.
I don't drink and drive.
It's only a couple blocks.
That doesn't count.
Did you take his blood alcohol content? Was he drunk?
Yes.
You can't prove a thing.
Those kids were in the
Oh, my
street in my
boss is
way.
going to listen to this.
I clearly
You're
watched more
gone. You
Death
get out. You're done.
I clearly watched him do one shot, and that is enough.
Technically, yeah, it is.
Yeah, what's a tolerance level? You can't have like a sip, like Listerine. Like if you do mouthwash when you're
You
like
can't even talk about it now.
you're gonna fucking
but you
breathe
can,
hot.
you can smoke weed now, and you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how people think that, like, yeah, man, weed's legal, we're cool, but, like, there's, like, so many other things you give up to,
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Well, it's because some of us are in an industry where we can't afford that for ourselves. We have to pay attention to the like roads, things like that, and remember, there's a lot of people that don't have our position in the world, but they can just smoke all fucking day, and it doesn't matter.
I have no desire to do anything that makes me paranoid and hungry. I have that issue naturally.
I tried it for the first time in years.
Well, that's just, like, turbocharged now. They make shit that, like, kills you.
I emptied my cupboards and fridge. You know, I ate a little piece of a gummy at like let's say 11 o'clock. 2:30 in the morning, I'm still making mini pizzas out of crackers, marinara sauce, mozzarella, and mini pepperonis. I'm getting creative still, but it was tasty. That's a true story. I grabbed crackers, these white cheddar Triscuit. They were so good. 1 spoon of marinara, a dash of mozzarella, and a mini pepperoni, and like 15 of those, and in the toaster oven. was the greatest night ever. I feasted.
The Konami Laser Scope. That was the other one I couldn't think of.
I never had that.
I used it once at a friend's house a couple times. It was the worst shit.
Let's fighting loud.
It didn't work on anything. It was terrible. And I hated it.
So basically, we've come to the agreement that the only accessory-based gaming console that ever worked was just a regular Wii. Just the Wii.
Yeah, the little controllers are the best.
I mean,
It's the only thing that worked because Kinect sucked, and I love Xbox. I'm an Xbox dick sucker, but I'm telling you, Kinect sucked. It was horrible.
but as far as accessories go, add-ons, the Game Genie was the only one I know of that actually worked and did what it was supposed to.
It did work. The
These
Game
other
Genie
things
would
did not
give
work.
you like infinite lives and God mode. Like before you had like mods for PC, you had
Yep.
the Game Genie.
Yep.
And
I
it would
love my Game Genie.
You could have infinite life, infinite everything. It didn't matter.
Me and my brother used to play River City Ransom on the Nintendo, and you could get super speed and unlimited lives, and you would run so fast you could jump basically across whole parts of the map and like skip levels and just run all the way through to the end. But you couldn't beat the bad guy. You could never even find the bad guy in that game.
So
it was impossible.
So it was challenging. is
Here's
what
an
you're saying.
interesting
Not
fact.
with the Game Genie. It was pretty unchallenging.
You know the Contra thing: up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Yeah.
You don't have to hit select. I used to always skip select. I didn't even know select was part of it, and it would work. You don't need to hit select. You can just do start. Up, up, down, down, left, right. Because I'm too lazy to do the select. That's how
That
it
one
happened.
extra little...
Yeah, I didn't have the extra brain power I needed to hit that select.
What was the Sonic the Hedgehog code?
Oh fuck! I didn't.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, C, start, something like that?
Yeah, it was a lot easier. Even
was so
though
much
I forgot it. But like those games, though, I got so good at them that I didn't. I could beat Contra, like I tried to do it. Like it came out on Xbox Arcade, and I die every time.
Yeah.
But I could beat it, but I would die a lot. But the Nintendo version, I could beat that game without dying one fucking time.
And without using the code.
With no code, no nothing. I would, you know how like if you don't die, it adds guys. You get a free guy.
Yeah.
I would finish the game with like 9, 11 guys. So, start out, with 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I would end up with like fucking 9, 10, 11. Fucking just raped that game.
Did you guys know that Duck
Can't say
Hunt?
rape anymore.
Did you ever see anything about Duck Hunt where, the gun would kill the ducks, but
The
if you
gun,
plug-
actually, the gun.
The other
wasn't-
controller can
Hey, you know what's
control
funny?
it.
The gun
That's what I was going to say.
The gun isn't that bad.
No.
The gun wasn't that bad. There
But
was one accessory that wasn't that
My
bad.
point.
The
Yeah, but I
only-
don't consider it an accessory. That came with the console. Like when I bought my Nintendo, it came with a gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what we were talking about was in Duck Hunt, the player 1 is the gun. But if you plugged into the player 2 thing with a controller, you can control the ducks where they went. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
Seth
Yes.
Rogen told me.
Yes.
I had
the other
no
day.
idea you could do that.
Yeah, the second controller controlled the ducks.
Seth
Wow.
Rogen told me.
Seth Rogen, that guy that everybody hates.
I don't hate him. Anyways, he told me, but it was an article I read, and I was like, "That's
I did-
bullshit." And I
I-
looked it up, and it was real.
I didn't know.
No,
But I
That's a real thing. Pine is not lying to you.
remember Duck Hunt had a brother named Mike Hunt that would prank call everybody.
dude, this is not video game related, but when I was shipping things out to customers at one point, I was this guy's name came up, and his name was Michael Hunt, and I'm like, "That's it. I retire. I'm not shipping anymore.
Like
My
Michael
dream has
Hunt.
come true." Michael Hunt.
That guy probably got corrected a lot. Like, hey, dude, we don't want to call you by your real name. We're gonna like,
Yeah. Why?
Mike Hunt. But remember the
Did you say Mike Hunt?
yeah. Remember the Drew and Mike used to call people like Richard Handler, Richard Face.
Yeah.
Hey, Dick Face. That used to crack me up.
Oh. Good
But-
times.
Yeah, Mike's dead.
Mike's
R.I.P. I love Mike. He was hilarious. He did. He died.
Yeah, I know.
And Mike was great. Mike Clark, fucking from the Drew and Mike show. That guy was awesome.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah. We was kings.
Oh. You can't
Yeah.
have dead air. Somebody say
Sleep
something.
paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
We have a mic paralysis.
Yeah. Podcast paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, man. Got any other subjects you want to talk about? Anything? Anything at all?
Pine.
Yeah, no, I
has one.
got something. This is movie, not video game related, but movie related. Somebody, my brother posted something last week. It was a clip from My Girl, where the bees. Remember that? Which a lot of people were like, "Oh, that was so dramatic." I was like, that was funny. But was there anything like in a movie that you saw that like really affected you or traumatized you that you can think of?
Thanos. When Thor hit him with that axe, it pissed me off. Thor does not have the right to even touch Thanos.
He could beat Thanos, but that's whatever.
Whoa.
I struggle to watch Saving Private Ryan because I can't seeing all them Germans get killed like that.
See, now Saving Private
It just gets to me,
Saving Private Ryan
It breaks me apart. It breaks me apart.
doesn't. That's your heritage, man.
Those are my people.
But it didn't affect me. But
Well,
I saw
on Twitter, I get compared to them. I'm just saying.
when I saw that in theaters, it was a early morning and it had been out a couple weeks. So it was like me and like 2 or 3 vets in the theater, like actual vets of World War II, old dudes. And I was like, oh man, that was rough. And I looked over at the other guys and they're like sniffling and wiping away tears. I'm like, oh, they must have been there.
I remember the
But I didn't.
We watched the Rambo movie, and they did that village raid.
Yeah.
And the last Rambo movie made like 2008 was
Yeah.
4.
It would have been a 4th one, yeah.
Yeah, and that lady that was sitting a couple rows in front of us, like,
Yeah, she was
During
in the
the-
row in front of us and 2 seats over for me, and she was crying when they'd thrown those kids in a fire.
You were laughing about it,
It was a movie.
but she
They
was-
weren't throwing real kids in a fire, lady.
but she couldn't handle it.
But we went with our buddy who was a vet who had been in the shit.
He loved the movie.
He laughed. He thought it was fantastic. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, he had a good time.
But that lady was just crying. She's like, those kids. I'm like, they're not real kids.
All right, I've been cleared to make a call.
Oh.
I'm going to make the call. And if you guys want to argue with him, you can put the headphones on.
I have no desire to argue.
What I want you to do is everything he says about us, you say out loud, and then we'll say something to you, and you can tell him.
All right, next week we'll have a means to all hear him at the same time.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I think we can get the capabilities by then.
All right. I'm
I'm
calling
going to
him.
send him a pizza just so he shuts up.
I'm calling him right now. So,
Technical.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening